Hello and welcome to round 12 TSL action live from the Twin Ovals in Hobart for this clash between the home side Kingborough and the visitors Glenorchy. My name is Ryan Rosendale, joined on the call today by Bo Downham. And Bo, speaking off camera before we went on air, we know that these two teams have had some blowout battles in the past, but if Glenorchy can start well today, we think it should be a cracking game of footy.
Yeah, it certainly should, Ryan. It's an absolute pleasure to have everyone's company wherever you're watching around the planet, but yeah, this game, I can see an upset brewing here for Glenorchy. They need to start off great. It's a long shot, but all week I've been saying to people that have asked me, like, I think the Glenorchy can get over the line. What they did last week was nothing short of inspirational against North Launceston. Didn't get the chocolates, but I think they're a sneaky chance. I'll probably get we'll probably backfire and I'll probably get pumped here, but it'll be really interesting to see how they go after obviously that really tight loss last week. Yeah,
we know they're an improved side for sure this year, obviously sitting 3 and 6, and when you look at the ladder, this is a battle between 4th and 5th, obviously a fair bit of a percentage gap between the two, but the Tigers clearly haven't had the year they would have liked. This time last year they were sitting pretty atop the ladder, from memory only the one loss to North Lonnie, and currently they sit 5 and 4. That loss to Clarence last week by 18 points, so not where they want to be at the minute, but as a lot of people have probably noticed, Bo, a lot of new faces in this side this year. Their 8th debutant today makes his debut, Jackson Thorpe, after I think 3 goals in the Development League last year. So it's a new look Kingborough side while they've still got all their veterans in there, and that makes this game a lot more, I guess, in some sense winnable for Glenorchy than it would have been maybe this time 12 months ago.
Yeah, certainly. Jackson Thorpe, obviously, I think he plays Devils. Very talented cricketer as well, I may add, so it's going to be really interesting to see how he goes today.
It will be. So first bounces away. Gardner will contest the ruck against Josh Meredith, so he'll have a battle today as Love will start on Anzac Day the last time these two sides played. 42 disposals and a couple of goals for that man. Baker gets a handball over the top, finds his teammate in number 16 in Brereton, and he gives a kick back. It's a short one, finds Joey Brower on the half-back flank. So Brower, he'll kick directly up the line. Lovell will sit. Good intercept though by Meredith. Lovell will get it back though, gives to the skipper in Clifford. He's tackled, potentially without it by Rowbottom. Umpire says no play on. Skeen came back into the side last week, kicked a couple of goals, I believe, Bo, against Clarence, that game you called. Whitford, he gets it back now to Rowbottom, who gives to Thompson, who goes back to a teammate, and they go up inside 50 almost for their first of the game. Waite.
So Waite can kick them inside forward 50. McGuinness is leading out, couldn't quite make anything of it. Griggs, Manson hot on his tail. Baker can go out wide, and a little bit of a clearing kick finds Bastic. A few debutants today possibly for the Pies. Brodie Glenn playing his first game. I'd assume he played some under-12s with me back in the day, so really congratulations to him. No better person to be playing today. Logan Meredith, I think, might be on debut, and Patterson as well, so Mitch Green comes in.
How'd you go on the under-12s, Bo?
I got one chicken bun award, and that was the last game of the year, and I still did squat. Did nothing, really, as this one gets roved down from Rowbottom.
Rowbottom, he goes up and tries to find a teammate, and he eventually gets onto the chest of Manson. Baker did well to intercept, and that goes straight down the throat of Lockie Griggs, who's become somewhat of a makeshift defender over the last 4 or 5 weeks, and he's played really well. That kick obviously wasn't his best off the boot. Baker, as we can see, the conditions at the Twins today aren't ideal for footy. Very slippery ball, so expect a lot of 1-2 touch today as Griggs gets his kick away from tackle. Whitford, he's got the footy, gets around one and slips over, as we said, Bo, just then. Conditions not to everyone's liking. Lovell couldn't even get his kick away. We know what a class player he is. So ball will go out of bounds. 3 TSL games coming at you today on the live stream. Obviously the big clash up north, Bo, that should be a cracker with the City Park radio guys. North Launceston and Clarence. North Lonnie holding an early lead over the Roos. And Andrew Cooling will have all the action for you from Lauderdale Oval between the home side, the Bombers, and North Hobart. So Ball back in now. As I say that, it goes straight back out. So Clifford there, as I said, by 8 debutants this year so far for Kingborough. So really good to see this next wave coming through while you've still got the experienced heads of guys like Lockie Clifford, Kieran Lovell, Jack Tomlinson in there. Obviously we know no Eddie Cole at the minute, still away in New Zealand for work commitments. A few other players out. Zach Adams is still yet to come back into this side after his return from Port Melbourne. So it's good to see some new faces in this lineup. But as we said, it does give Glenorchy a bit of a sniff today, we think.
Yeah, certainly you can see the rain on the concrete there. It's going to be really slippery underfoot. Riley Ashland is a really big out for me. Two of the Merida boys were also out. They both played some reasonable footy last week, so not quite sure. A really big out for Glenorchy. Nathan Blowfield, I believe, has been omitted. He's listed as an emergency today, so I'm not sure what that's about as they go inside forward 50. Carter with a one-handed pickup can get his hand pass away in time. Now Meredith will be trapped. One of two Merediths playing out there this afternoon. Finds Whitford.
Not sure that's 15, Bo.
Yeah, it's stiff, I would have thought. So, terrible kick back to the leading intercept marker in the comp in Gunther, and not even he could make anything of it there. You can see Skeen lurking.
Your man.
Had a very nice game last week. Big sprinter, so if you catch him running, you're not going to be able to catch him.
Good to see him back too. I think he went back and played some D-League footy to get some form back, Bo. So we've called a few games of him early in the year, but good to see him back in the senior lineup after he's been able to find some form.
Yeah, certainly. As we go all back in, Tompkinson. Rowbottom couldn't make anything of it. Tompkinson again, spinning out of trouble. James Webb against his former side. Clifford. High up and under kick inside forward 50. College on Arnold. Arnold does well with the body. Bradburn, the hero of 2 weeks ago, coming off 3 fresh goals. And it's going to be holding the ball. I think that might have been a bit stiff.
Yeah, probably not wrong there, Bo.
Bradburn, 3 goals last week to his name. He nearly steered them to victory. The hero against Launceston 3 weeks ago. He's having a stellar start to his TSL career. And the nice ASIC black boots kick is on its way. Just hitting the post.
So not the perfect start there that it should have been for the Tigers. Bo, you mentioned a name there just earlier. We should obviously give praise to Josh Arnold, the playing coach of the Glenorchy game. 250 today. Broke the TSL games record last year and then was overtaken by Brad Cox Goodyear, but he notches up senior game 250 today. So congratulations to Glenorchy's playing coach. Footy back in the middle now with Rowbottom. As we said, very scrappy contest early. A lot of footy on the ground as Dilger keeps it on the ground. Goes forward to McGuinness. Donnelly beats him. McGuinness can't get it. One trap as Donnelly couldn't either. What's the umpire going to call here? They're going to hold and they're going to call a ball up. So early start here, 5 minutes gone. Kingborough one behind. Glenorchy yet to score. First inside 50 of the game though for the Magpies. Can they get something here and take an early lead down to the Twins? Clifford gives off to a teammate. That was Brereton. He keeps high up and under, but it goes straight down the throat of Jacob Finlay. He's potentially within striking distance. He'll kick from about, I think, just on the paint of 50 here. Looks like he's going to go back, but he fancies himself. So could get an early one for the Magpies, which would delight Coach Josh Arnold. As we said, they tend to not start games against the Tigers exceptionally well, but we saw last week they pushed North Launceston to the limit. So can Jacob Finlay kick the first? It's not going to trouble the goal umpire. Goes straight onto the chest of Marcus Gardner, and he'll kick out of full back.
So Gardner, high kick. It's slapped there from Meredith over the head of a teammate. Hefty little kick there from Webb, but only as far as Gunther has had. A stellar start to this year. He's leading the first for intercept marks with 32 for the year. I'm not sure that's quite correct since stats haven't been updated from Premier Data last week, I believe. So might just be a little bit disgenerous as Arnold is trapped and Clifford will have a holding the ball free kick.
So Clifford tries to, as I said, Arnold tried to get around and skipper just wouldn't let him pass. Not his best off the boot though. Comes back to the Magpies. I'll kick wide now to Wait. This man's found a bit of a new role in the Magpies lineup over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Gone forward. Obviously a Matthew Richardson medalist in years gone by as a running half-back defender, but he's been able to find the scoreboard in recent weeks, which has been really good for the Magpies, both given, as we spoke about pre-game, no Jay Bowden today. I think third game in a row, no Bowden, so not too sure where Jay sits currently. We do believe he had some prior commitments before he decided to rejoin the Magpies, so potentially some of those keeping him away. He might have gone to chase some sun in the Tassie winter. Who knows, but nice to see Blake Waite gets the footy there again, being able to stand up in Bowden's absence inside 50. Footy goes into the hands of Will Clifford. He tries to find Kieran Lovell. He's got Waite for company. Lovell just taps it forward and it goes back inside 50 for the Magpies. Comes out there to number 22 in Tommy Bennett, and he can't find a teammate in Lovell. Boundary line beats all comers. So 8.5 minutes almost gone here. So we sit here now, round 12. We'll have a competition bye next week. Obviously, the Tasmanian state game. Tassie will go up to Brisbane and play in a bit of a rematch from last year. I believe the final 22 will be named on Wednesday night after the final state base, the full squad training. So it'd be interesting to see who makes that final team.
You assume that a lot of these guys here playing for Kingborough will make it in. Blake Waite, I should say, will be pretty stiff to miss that, as well as Gunther. So there'd be a decent mix of these players to be in that squad.
Yeah, you think so. Yeah, Harrison Gunther, you think, would have to be some kind of lock. As you said, he's leading the comp for intercept marks this year, and he's really led Glenorchy from the front. So you'd think the man they call H would have to be some kind of lock to make that team. But as we know, there's obviously those 2 games this year, but they'll have a game up at Utah Stadium, I think in late July, against a team from New South Wales. So if a lot of players aren't able to make that first team, they might get a chance in that second game. This umpire's called for a high tackle here, I believe it is. So number 22, Tommy Bennett again will get a free kick, one of the ins today for the Tigers. He's going to drive this one high inside 50. Tompkinson's there. Can't take the mark, the big fella. Might have been taken high. Umpire says no. He does eventually say high. So a little bit late on the call, but it came there in the way of Jack Tomlinson. Tommy McCann not too happy with it, so good to see Tomo back. Just a few games in the early stages of the year. Left Marcus Gardner alone to do the ruck work, but he's back and he makes a huge impact in this lineup. So go for the first of the day here, Jack Tompkinson, as we tick over the 10-minute mark here at the Twins. We'll kick from slide angle, 45 metres out. Can Tompkinson put the first through of the day for the Tigers? He can't. Stays to the left of screen, sorry, to the right of screen, the whole way home. So 0-2-2 Kingborough. Glenorchy yet to score, 10.5 minutes gone. Go down and we'll bring this kick out too. I think it might be your man in Gunther. Brady Simpson.
So Simpson, made a really important goal if Tompkinson could get that. I don't think goals are going to come easily this afternoon. Watching around there from Tompkinson, roving there from Finlay, kick on 50. McInnes a little bit too hot to handle. He's got a tough matchup today. Donnelly just bursts through, goes to the outer wing. You can just see that ball holding up in the grass and sliding, so they're really going to have to take territory this afternoon. Out in front of Thompson, a new haircut by the looks of things. Roach, high up and under. Nice tackle late though. Bursting out with speed. Nicely there was what as they go in the middle. This build-up's brilliant. College and Phillips. College comes away with the win. Skeen gets a nifty hand pass off. Lovell, College, Watts all combined, and they go out wide to Griggs. Carter's leading up. He's going to go in that direction. A little bit too far though, and Gunther's going to mark the last line of defence.
See Jack Tomlinson there, very frustrated with that kick in. He was open. Gunther playing a bit of a role keeper role on the square and wasn't to the advantage of where he wanted it. So might be a way both Glenorchy can get themselves into this game today. We know the Tigers are such a clean and quick ball moving side, but with the weather and the slippiness of the ball that we've mentioned a few times today, it might be to the advantage of the Magpies. So keep our eye on this one. As we said, Glenorchy pushed North Launceston all the way to three-quarter time last week, and the key to that was that they started the game really well and they led, I think, at the first 2 changes. So key today for the Pies will be to stay within striking distance as Lovell streams inside 50 as he regularly does, but he can't make the most of it. So 3 straight behinds now for the Tigers. Brady Simpson will bring this one back in.
It's going to be a really scrappy game, I think, Ryan. Not many goals to come from it, and goals are going to be like gold dust, I reckon.
I think you're exactly spot on, Bo. Should be very scrappy, probably low scoring, which is probably going to suit the Magpies. So we know what firepower the Tigers have inside 50. Here's one of those men in Jack Tomkinson. Does well there, Harrison Gunther. Josh Arnold just finds the boundary line. So 13 minutes gone. We'll bring you score updates from around the grounds throughout. As we said, massive contest up at Utah Stadium, Bo. First versus second, and potentially a grand final preview. Clarence and North Launceston have been the two teams to beat this year, and Clarence were pretty embarrassed, in Peter Ryan's own words, when they went up there earlier in the year. So probably looking for a better response today as Josh Arnold kicks out for the Magpies now. Finds teammate on the chest. That's number 13 in Luke Nicholson.
I think that they can keep the Tigers under 60 points in this weather.
Yep.
I think won't be necessarily a win for Josh Arnold, but definitely like what he'd be seeing.
He would. Yeah, I think that's probably a good point. If you can keep them to 8-9 goals, especially under 10 goals, I think they'll fancy themselves a shot here at the Twins. Slips over as he goes to kick there, Riley Oakley. Matty Joseph's close enough, though, to apply some pressure and get a ball up on Will Clifford. So, as we said, the conditions not favourable. It's been pretty wet and horrible weather all weekend in Hobart. Both expected that much when I woke up this morning. This game would be played under those conditions. Footy comes out now. Who's going to meet it first? It's Whitford. He can't keep his feet. Gives off to a teammate in Nicholson. He gives out to another teammate. It's number 46, who's not on my team sheet. I'll try to get Brody Glenn. Thank you, Bo. One of the ins today for the Magpies. So ball comes out now. I think that might be Nick Baker in the long sleeve. So he'll kick out a D50.
Just want to touch on the pressure that they're already showing this game, the Tigers. You see in that little passage of play, they had two people playing on the one. So that is something that they'll keep a close eye on Glenorchy. You can hear the crowd getting involved early in this game. You love to see the Oz kickers out there as they go inside forward 50. Tomkinson spins out, tied along the boundary is Bradburn, and a nice kick there. I think it's from Jackson Thorpe. It is. The debutant fresh off 3 goals. Thorpe gets the first of the afternoon.
Terrific goal there from the first gamer. That's exactly what you want if you coach Trent Boomler. Terrific from Jack Tomkinson too. Bradburn all involved. As you see, everyone get over to him. So that's one hell of a way to start your senior TSL career, Bo. That goal too, he got that footy with some pace. So it took a lot for him to control it so close to the goal line and put it through. So he gets the first of the day, does the debutant in Jackson Thorpe.
Can play.
He can.
Very good.
He can, and to be fair, I think a lot of these kids that have come in this year have all shown something different at stages, but we know Coach Trent Boomler wouldn't just give games to players that are playing good footy in the D-League. He'd want to know they can stand up and play some good senior footy also. So very good start from Jackson Thorpe.
I'm not quite sure if he got dropped from the Devils this week or if he's... I know that he was a part of the Devils at some point as Glenorchy. Stream out, McInnes was adventurous with the kick. Tumbling ball to the veteran in Dilger. Socket off the ground forward. Waite's leading out, but also Brereton does nicely as Waite pursuing him. How's the umpire going to see this? He's going to see it as a throw-in. So very nicely disguised there from Brereton, as we'll see another throw-in.
9 plays 0, 16 and a half minutes gone. 40 out from goal inside Glenorchy's 50. What can they do here? Leads to the front there. Umpire's going to call it though. That was Manson.
That's stiff. I think it's really hard to throw it in this wind.
It is, yeah. Probably off there too. Manson had Gardner for pace off
I think they're a bit back.
Throw in. So what can they do here? They've got plenty of numbers around this footy. Waite is there. Haven't seen Jordan Hayden yet, Bo, out there today, so might be a laid out the Magpies veteran. So he might be one we have to get some confirmation on from the match manager. Had a really strong start to the year since he's come back into this Glenorchy lineup as the number 10.
Fresh off 2 goals last week as well, Jordan.
Yeah, played really well in a few games, and I believe he's still in the state squad. It's Clifford.
Might be resting him for that game,
Whitford,
possibly.
Potentially he's just sore. He's had a lot of the footy in his comeback, and he's showed a lot of work inside that engine room for the Magpies since he's come back after almost a decade away up in Queensland.
We are chasing that up as well. All the way.
So Clifford gets a handball out to Griggs, who just gets a scrubby kick off the boot. Doesn't go to where he wanted it to. Nicholson was able to intercept, and Clifford just slips over. Brereton gives off to Baker. Baker gets a short kick out on the far wing. So what can the Tigers do here? They've got just a 1 goal, 4 scoring shots to start this game. And they get another early one here. Kicks towards Zeitzen. Well spoiled there though by Matthew McGuinness. So they'll reset now, the Tigers, and look to go forward.
So 18 minutes gone. It's a pleasure to have you watching wherever you're from. Very slippery conditions here in southern Tasmania. It's been like it all week, to be fair. And today's no exclusion as Webb gets the hand pass off. Just cut off there from Nicholson. Tracking it down again, though, the Kingborough Tigers, and some nice pressure already being laid. Carter with a flick, hand pass off. Sizing up the goals. Kick to Tompkinson.
Really good play there from the Tigers. It was quick, and it was too quick for Harrison Gunther to get any kind of advantage on Jack Tompkinson. So exactly what they want. Quick ball movement going inside 50.
A lot of the time, Gunther likes the front position. Tompkinson's going to open up the angle here. Left foot snap is near perfect as they get the second of the afternoon. The Tigers, Jack Tompkinson, the Messiah, gets his first of the afternoon. The Tigers second.
2-3-15. Glenorchy yet to score. 19 minutes gone now at the Twins. As we said, round 12 action, these two sides. Last faced off in round 5, Anzac Day. We called that one boat. 16-10-106. The Tigers won that one over the Pies, 7-7-49. So it was a 57-point win out of KG5 in late April. Kieran Lovell was judged best to field with the Anzac Day medal. Had, from memory, somewhere around the 42 disposal mark. Couple of goals, a lot of clearances. Was dominating inside 50. So hasn't had that kind of impact just yet as we tick over the 19.5-minute mark. And here he is now, though. Can't get a handball to it. Gives out to Clifford now, though. The skipper kicks it high up and under. It's hit off the boot. As Gardner just punches it forward to the advantage of Tyler Carter. He tries a handball over the top to Webb. Doesn't come off, though. Gardner's in there again. So's Carter. Really good pressure there from the Tigers' big men.
Yeah, so Hayden's out. We're not quite sure who the other player is out, but that just means that Tommy McGann is already listed, but just means that Ronnie Glenn's in the side this week.
It's a big loss there. Confirmation note. Jordan Hayden for the Magpies is, I believe it might have been kicking in danger, that one against the Tigers. So Kobe Phillips will be the recipient of the free kick. He's got Joseph on short. Elects not to go to the Magpies vice captain. He's going to go up to the far wing. Gardner's there on the set. Got a few to beat now, the Magpies. All the prime movers now for the Tigers there. Clifford had a stellar start to the year. That man in defence for the reigning premiers. It goes forward now to the veteran in Dilger. Gives off to Waite. Waite to Rowbottom. Rowbottom shot on goal. Really good pressure there in defence. That was number 30, Andrew. Joey Brower. Really good from that man. So that goes, I think, trickled out of bounds for a throw-in, Bo.
I should say Matt Dilger into the side this week, sorry.
So one of the veterans for the Magpies. Stalwart of this black and white lineup, Matty Dilger. So Gardner contests with Nicholson. Goes to the advantage of the Magpies. Might have been a push in the back there. Umpire says no. Comes out to Lovell. Goes back to Lovell, does Gardner. He gets it back. Tackled immediately. Clifford with the footy now. Goes outside 50. Mark not taken there by Sam Evans. Good tackle applied, though, by Josh Arnold on Joey Brower. And he's going to be rewarded. Really good work there from the playing coach in game 250.
So Josh Arnold into the middle of the twin ovals. Manson wheels and goes. Spots up a teammate there in Mitchie Green. He had a really nice start to a long career. Just holds up play a little bit. Goes to the centre circle and then unleashes on goal. Dilger, nice use of the body. Baker gets the quick hand pass out. Thompson, but he also gets the hand pass to Finlay. He just overruns the ball. Kicked off the deck there from Donnelly. High up and under kick there from Dilger in the direction of Joseph. Couldn't quite bring it down with him. Bastic, quick hand pass out of trouble to Webb. Now they're out of trouble here, the Tigers. So really scrappy stuff so far. 2-3-15 to 0-0-0. 22 minutes and a half gone. Not quite sure how this game's going to play out. It's going to be really difficult to score goals in this rain. A lot of soccering off the deck as umpire throws the ball back in. Gardner just spikes it out. Nice little slap on there from Mitch Brower. Row bottom, high up and under kick. Dilger was sitting and he does nicely. Ball spilled out, but umpire called it a mark before it did. He
caught one on the way down, Bo. It was a really good grab, though, by Matty Dilger.
One of the most experienced campaigners. Hand passes it off to the vice skipper and Joseph. Tied along the boundary for the perfect start from the Pies.
That looks pretty good, and it was good. That's terrific from Matty Joseph. Great handball too. Really good awareness from the veteran in Dilger to give it off. He wasn't feeling great after he caught that hit on the way down, so really smart from Dilger to give to Joseph, and beautifully called by you, Bo. That was a terrific goal from Matty Joseph. And that is a great first one on the board for the Magpies. 2-3-15, 1-0-6.
Really
23 and a half minutes gone. Yeah, really
Matty
smart
Dilger.
player, Matty Dilger. As we said, he's been around this lineup through the tough times and through the good times when they were really riding high in the mid-2010s and they were playing off in prelims and grand finals and winning premierships in 2016. So good to see him still around KG5 and
He's a real
cuts the
Glenorchy
margin.
person.
He is. Cuts the margin back to 11 now as Lovell set upon immediately by Thompson. So we'll reset where we started after that Joseph goal. Gardner wins down. It's his opposing ruck. No push in the back there, says the umpire. No, it was. So, free kick will go to Mitch Brower. He's going to go inside 50. He's got a few targets there. Zeitzen just let it fall. Thought he might have been getting a free kick. Umpire said no. Carter went back to Lovell, and it's a good mark taken there by the man in the 54, Bradburn, as Arnold a bit late. Clifford came over to remonstrate. Good work there by the Tigers skipper against the first gamer, but obviously nothing untoward. Josh Arnold, one of the fairest players in the league. So he just came in a bit late, so it probably would have been a free kick regardless of the mark, but did well to hold it, did Ryan Bradburn. So had a shot early in this game and missed from about 20 metres out. He's probably 35 out now, slightly tougher angle. Can he put through his first of the day, Ryan Bradburn? He can't. So 2 early misses now for the hero from a few weeks ago up at Windsor Park. And that'll take the Tigers to 2-4-16. 10-point margin at the Twins, 25 minutes gone.
Still looking lively though, Ryan Bradburn, as Simpson sets that one out. Skeen, College. Met heavily though from Gunther, and see a bowl up. He's a really nice player, Colin Skeen. We've touched on him at Anzac Day. One of my favourite players. Just whenever he's around the ball, it's dangerous. So Tompkinson, hack kick out there from Lovell. Zeitzen flew out the back. Is Bradburn if he has enough time, but he doesn't.
I'd love to get a list, Bo, of your top 10 favourite TSL players. I think it'd be a cracker. A few odd names on there, but I think it'd be a very good list if we can get a hold of that maybe in the next 1 to 2 weeks.
I reckon we can. Easily, I can already think of who it is. It's Jay Bowden. No Bowden, no Pies, I reckon. That's a headline, but
as long as it's not too Glenorchy heavy.
It is kind of proven, though, that Glenorchy do struggle without Bowden. He's such a key presence up there in the forward line. It's really difficult to kind of get a player that's like him.
He's been really important, hasn't he, since he's come back. I think from memory, the win against Launceston at home, he kicked 2 late that really steadied the ship, and then again at North Hobart when they were able to win that second game in a row. So he's proved that he's still got the caper to be at TSL level, and as you said correctly, Bo, he's really important to this lineup, so hopefully they'll get him back sooner rather than later.
So right, what he brings is not only aerial presence, but he's also really good at the ground ball, as Lovell can have a quick snap on goal, but missing. So again, some inaccurate throws, just haunting them here. Kingborough 16 behinds last week, and already proving they're on track for that, maybe even bigger, as Simpson will kick it out. And truly into red time at the moment as Simpson hits up a lead in Arnold. Really difficult conditions out there underfoot. Happy that I'm in the commentary box, but that's a really dangerous kick. Nicely picked up there from Carmichael, who's to the side. In fact, it wasn't Carmichael, it was Tommy Bennett, but Carmichael's in the side. It's
a good spot by you, Bo. As you said, they kicked 8 goals, 16 last week and lost a really tight one against Clarence. So clearly something they want to rectify today if they're to win this game.
Yeah, certainly. It's Whitford's kicking in the tackle. They haven't been great at kicking efficiency by scoring, but neither has a lot of teams. There's
Lauderdale
not
have had
been a
their
lot of
issues this year.
this
Yep.
year. North Launceston, we saw them kick 17 behinds last week, so it's a real issue in the TSL goal kicking as College meets that one out. Really important player, College, for the Tigers, as Gunther intercepts that, but it was cold, non-15 play on, so really tight first quarter there. 2-5-17 plays 1-0-6. It's really interesting that there's only been 2 goals to speak of, Ryan.
There has been goal kickers for you at the first break. We had the debutant Jackson Thorpe kick the first of the day. It was a really good goal from that man in his first TSL senior game. Jack Tomkinson kicked the second for the Tigers, while Matty Joseph, the vice captain for the Magpies, was able to kick the first of the day for the visitors. So 2-5-17 plays 1-0-6 here, 11-point lead at the first break. We'll take a really quick break here. We'll come back to you in a few minutes with some score updates around the ground, both TSL and AFL level. Stick with us and we'll be back in just a little bit. Hello, welcome back to the Twin Ovals for this round 12 clash between the Tigers and Glenorchy. It's the home side, Kingborough, with an 11-point lead of the first break. 2-5-17 plays 1-0-6. Ryan Rosendale, though, down and with you on the call. Score updates before we get away around the grounds. Up north at UTAS, it's the home side, North Lonnie, leading that one against the Roos, 43-15. While at Skybus Oval, I think Lauderdale have taken a pretty commanding lead early in that game. So a few games to watch wherever you look on the AFL Tas YouTube page, but we should be in for a cracker here as ball goes up to get this started.
Not much of a game at Lauderdale Oval, unfortunately. Andrew Cooling bringing that one to this afternoon. So, unfortunately, the Demons are just struggling a little bit still. Hopefully they can
shown improvement the last couple of weeks, haven't they? Against North Lonnie, they were really good for a lot of that game, and from memory led at half-time, Bo. So some good signs there for the Demons.
Yeah, definitely high up and under, hand pass. Also, Whitford's in there. He's going to be taking a tackle and free kick. So Josh Whitford will go out wide. Phillips is the runner. He has with support. Bastick tried to tap it to himself, just didn't quite get any purchase on it. So Bastick nearly gets run down from Roberts. Kick inside to Skeen, can't quite mark it. And every time he's near it, Ryan.
Yeah, your man, Bo. I think he'd be high up on that list that I spoke about in the first quarter, maybe breaking in for that top 5 spot. Colin Skeen. He has been good since he's come into this lineup, though. We'll admit that he's been a really good little pressure forward. Obviously, past few years, it's been a role that they've probably lacked in some sense, given since Luke Graham departed a few years ago and went to university in the Old Scholars. So Skeen's come in and made a bit of a name for himself. He's got the footy now.
Pick up, nearly.
Really, as I said, almost a good pick up there as Whitford, I think, lost the footy in that contest against Carter, and he ends up with it. Umpire says, my ball, though. So no score yet here in this second quarter. Tigers' second entry, though. Can they get something here through Carter? Tries to get away from a couple he can't. Kicking in danger. No. Free kick against, I think, either Roach or Whitford there on that occasion against Tyler Carter. So not too sure what the umpire saw there with my eyes, Bo. But regardless, Tyler Carter's going to be the man with the football, leading the Tigers goal kicking this year inside 50, I think, with 11 or 12 majors, Tyler Carter. So hasn't had a massive year in front of the sticks, but he's kicked enough to lead the goal kicking for the Tigers, and he's kicked another one there as the man they call Wob. So he kicks the first of the second quarter, third of the day for the Tigers. That takes their score to 3-5-23. Glenorchy, one goal, straight 6, 2.5 minutes gone in the second quarter.
I think he's pretty high up there for the goal kicking list. He's 6th for goal kicking as of last week. Of course, I'm sure that Premier Data stats have updated, but he's still been relatively nice up there.
Confirmation on it for you, but I think you're right. I think he's pretty high up, as he always is, to be fair, Tyler Carter. He's been a proven goal kicker at this level for a lot of years now. See Harvey Griffiths obviously on top from North Lonnie with 34. Bryce Loams second on 28. As I scroll down, Tyler Carter sitting on 18 goals inside that top 10. So that'd be goal number 19 for him. Goes equal with Campbell Hooker for the year.
So Roberts hand passing off. Whitford, row bottom kick high inside forward 50. Genuine 1-on-1 and Donnelly wins it. High's first major score of the afternoon. How good was that from Donnelly? Potentially hands in the back, as we can hear the crowd getting a little bit rowdy down there. Probably a few cups of Cotty's cordial, I would have thought, as Gardner hand passes to Lovell. This kick was just a bit too hot to handle there for Zeitzen. Carter met heavily. Arnold getting down again. Meredith is lurking around as well. Arnold stands up with the footy and can't make anything of it. So I haven't seen Connor Salter out there this afternoon. He was listed on the team sheet, but think he's out there at the moment, Ryan.
I think he might either be laid out or was listed on a few sources as an emergency too, so some confusion from all angles, but as we said, Connor Salter don't think he's out there today, and he's been good when he's come into this side. Connor Salter is one of the tall targets that they tend to use inside 50. Holding the ball though, says the umpire. So free kick will go the way of James Zeitzen. Second year in at Kingborough for this man, crossed from Signet last year, played in a premiership in his first year at the club.
Really handy forward.
He is. He's a proven goal kicker at both SFL and TSL level. Made the step up last year really well. Fitted in seamlessly inside 50 alongside Tyler Carter and Jack Tomkinson, and he looks for his first of the day. Does James Zeitzen. That looks pretty good off the boot. It doesn't travel the distance. Goes off a few hands. Tomkinson, Carter involved, and ends up over the goal line for a rush behind. So 3-6-24, 1-1-7. Brady Simpson will bring this footy back in.
They're a really dangerous forward line when they have everyone there. Carter, and then College can work his way up the ground, and also Zeitzen, as we saw, but who's going to intercept this one? Nice kick inside forward 50 as the rain starts to pour down here at the Twin Ovals. It's absolutely bucketing down. You can see a few supporters still braving the cold out there. Little girl
Wants to get inside, you'd think.
McGann, very talented cricketer. He was never going to drop that. He's a wicket keeper. I'm sure Nick and the family will be watching there this afternoon. So he'll go. Skeen jumped over the mark and just fell for Tommy McGann's trap there. As they're going to have a really valuable inside forward 50 entry, you would have thought. McGann's going to just stroll on through here. His time is called back on. Much working for him though. He's just going to have to roost one long and high. Bringing it to ground was Joseph. Baker. Again, Bastic. Skeen, nice little ground ball. Brower to the outer wing. Lovell was nearly clean with it. Arnold might have been held up. Now Lovell twist and go. On the eve of the forward line. Meeting it nicely though is Gunther, and he's going to play on. Nice little counter punch here from the Pies. Scrubby little mongrel punt. He's only going to land as far as Manson and trickle over for a boundary throw-in.
It's been about the cleanest player out there, I think, today, Harrison Gunther. He's taken 3 or 4 marks that a lot of players would have dropped so far, the Magpie skipper. So good start from that man. He's got the job on Jack Tomkinson, and he's probably, despite Tomkinson's early goal, he's probably winning that battle early inside 50. Footy comes out now. So we said no Riley Ashland inside that midfield for the Tigers today. He's in a 21-day concussion protocol after he copped one against Clarence last week. College tries to give off to Webb, who can't keep his feet. He's not the only one today though. Blake Waite's going to lead all comers to this footy. Kicks off the ground. Not the first and only time we'll see that today. There it is again from Dilger. He goes forward. Donnelly and McGuinness contest. Handball out there from Brower. Can't find a teammate. Taken without it though, Brower. Umpire missed that one. Saw it from where we're sitting. Not sure how he missed it, the man in green. It's a hard game to umpire though. I don't forgive anyone that wants to do the caper. Nathan Geeson there, one of the best in the business.
Yeah, it is hard to umpire. He didn't have a great game last week, unfortunately, but
he'll toss it up. Lovell tries to get this. He's got Thompson for company. Webb gives a handball off. Went to a Glenorchy player in Roberts, not where he wanted it to go. Lovell gives off to Griggs, who kicks away. High up and under footy set over the back from Bradburn. There was a punch, not a mark. Did well there to just hold up play, and Lockie Clifford ends up with it in his chest and get a ball up. So footy goes up now as we reset here as we tick into the 8-minute mark in the second quarter. Clifford tries to shrug a player, can't do it. Kick inside now for the Magpies. Who's going to get this footy? No one. Boundary line beats all comers. So as we said, Bo, pre-game, if Glenorchy can be within striking distance early in this game, and they are currently, it's going to give themselves every chance. As we saw last week, they pushed North Launceston right to the limit, and that'll be key this week. Stay close enough, but when it counts at the back end of this game, if you are within striking distance, to stick on, I guess, and make it pay where they didn't last week.
I just wonder if they can put Gunther down in the forward line. Obviously a really tough line that Glenorchy have. It's really not stretched at all as Dilger has a quick snap on goal. It's a 2-on-1, but if Gunther's going to be really clean in the back line, obviously you can't really afford to take him out, but if you want to make something out of nothing and Gunther get some repeat entries, I should say. I'm stuttering my words here. How good am I going?
It's potentially a lever they could pull late in the game, though, if it is close and a guy like Jack Tonkinson goes into the ruck and spends more time in the middle. Potentially, it's definitely a lever they could pull to Gunther to go forward. So
Lovell takes the bounce, strolling through the twin ovals. Hand pass combining there with Gardner. That's about 3 hand pass received there from Lovell as Baker goes out wide, spots up a teammate. I think Clifford, who's in some red-hot form, coming into this one. Not much on, so has to go long down the line. Down man. Bennett as he kicks inside forward 50. Bradburn standing tall and has 2 bites of it. He's going to go for shot number 3 here. 2 behinds to his name already.
Shown plenty today. I think it's the 3rd or 4th gamer.
Sorry, Ryan.
As we said, kicked that goal against Launceston to win the game a couple of weeks ago on debut. So knows how to find the big sticks boat as Ryan Bradburn.
We're really tough kick. These TSL balls can get really heavy, like any other AFL ball, to be honest, as Bradburn can go for goal. That's the 2nd time he's hit the post. Now Ryan Bradburn, 3 behinds, but
looked very good off the boot there.
Really tough to kick an AFL ball when it's been wet and particularly across the ground, because it just gets waterlogged and also much heavier on the boot and also harder to hold.
Yep.
So difficult conditions out there, but these guys are the top in Tasmania. No doubt they'll be able to adjust.
So throw in on the half-forward flank now. Little spot between the wing and half-forward. What can the Tigers do here? Can they get a repeat inside 50 and extend this margin out? They can't. Glenorchy are going to go forward. Mark not taken there over the back by Roberts. Kick forward now for the Tigers. Handball off to Clifford. Clifford kicks inside 50. Zeitzen can't take it. Does well to get it on the chest, but doesn't agree with him on the bounce. Tommy Bennett's going to be the man with the footy now, though.
So Ryan, rich history in football. Dad coached the STJFL 16s last week.
There we go. So Tommy Bennett kicks inside. Couldn't find Carter. Clifford in an unusual spot inside 50. Gives off to Joey Brower. That's going to go right to the pane of goal. Tonkinson flies. Can't take the mark. Good pressure here, though, from Kingborough inside 50. Arnold gives off to Whitford. Whitford with a kick out. And in front there's number 7 in Meredith. He can't take it. Garner did well to set upon him. Mark almost taken at ease by Tyler Carter. He took it with one hand and he stuck the other one out and was able to put it on the chest. So Tyler Carter takes almost grab of the day so far. He'll go back to kick his 2nd of the day.
I think Roach might be hurt.
It didn't look good, that contest with Tonkinson. So keep your eye on that one. So Tyler Carter, a man that is no stranger to finding the big sticks inside 50. He's kicked 1 today, 19 for the year. Can he take that to 20 for 2024? Tyler Carter, he can't. Just goes to the left and stays left. So 26 plays 7 now, 3-8 to 1-1. Harrison Gunther will bring this one back in. Bo Downham.
Really scrappy sort of stuff this game. Great viewing it all. Very tough conditions out there as Gardner brings ball to ground. Meredith tried to. So Crummett. College spinning out of trouble. Nifty little hand pass off to Carter, who's trapped in. I reckon the middle of the day is going to be boundary throw-ins. That just going to be one of those sort of days here at the Twin Ovals. Really tough conditions. Crowd still stuck around though, which is brilliant of them to do, supporting local football. So throw just didn't quite land for anyone, as Clifford can send him inside forward 50 and high up and under kick. McGann brings down the ball. Clifford stiff arms. Carter's going to come out and meet it. Nice pick up there from Thorpe. Might have been dragged. And he's getting stuck into him here, Meredith.
Yeah, don't like that. Tigers don't either. They'll fly the flag for their first game, and I think 50-metre penalty too, Bo, in that.
It is going to be 50, so Jackson Thorpe can have 2 crucial goals here in this encounter. He's push off 3. He might even be able to tally that up today. So Jackson Thorpe to the top of the square. No mistake. He gets his second of the afternoon. What a debut for him.
Terrific debut so far for Thorpe. So Tigers with another. They extend that margin out now. 4-8-32, plays 1-1-7. So mentioned, look through the team sheets, but man, we haven't mentioned today that's out for Kingborough is Lockie Godomski, another one of the veterans inside the defensive 50. So no Godomski also, as we know, no Clifford. Just looking through it, the lineup, as I watched on play there, a lot of names inside the lineup that played in that grand final team last year that aren't in there today. Guys like Godomski's out, Blake McCulloch, Elijah Regan have both moved on into state. A lot of players, George O'Neill's now at Signet, Will Campbell's retired, Eddie Cole obviously away with work commitments, Jake Williams has moved back up north. So a lot of players out there today for the Tigers that are really new into the system. So for them to be up in this game as in the conditions they're in, it's really been an impressive start so far for the Kingborough Tigers. So footy's back just outside the paint of 50 for the Magpies. Oh, get it out now. Eddie Golding, also not out there today, was involved in that incident that saw Launceston skipper Brodie Powerman rubbed out for a few weeks. I believe he's dealing with some facial injuries at the minute, Eddie Golding, so best wishes to that man. Hopefully we see him in the back half of the year. Brodie Powerman, I believe, was a 3 to 4 week suspension, so Launceston will be without their skipper. Obviously they've got a bye today, they'll have a bye next week given the state team, the state game away in Queensland, so the Blues won't play for a number of weeks. And Brodie Powerman won't be seen for even longer than that given his suspension currently sits. So Brodie Rowbottom kicks inside, Waite's got to sit over the back, gets it off the boot. Well touched though there on the line by the Tigers, so opportunity goes big in there for Glenorchy. They sit now 1-2-8, Kingborough 4-8-32.
Really big out is Jake Williams. He was a really nice small forward for them, not only because he's one of my great mates, but he has some real talent. Obviously moving back up north as Baker scoops a hand pass out, hack kick from Clifford. Roach meeting it. Nice to see he's remained out there, driving them forward again. Phillips punch there was just not great from Nicholson. Might have put his teammate under a bit of pressure. Lovell so clean underfoot. Bradburn has Nicholson to deal with. Little chip off the deck. Phillips is met by Thorpe, who's shown some really good intent. Jackson Thorpe is really good. There's two halves of foot, 2 quarters, I should say, that we've seen him playing. Kinnis just wraps it around. Webb. Lovell through the middle of the twin oval, spots up College. Hand pass back to Lovell with a hand pass received. Kick inside, direction of Carter. The big man's leading out. Griggs, kick inside, forward 50. Genuine one-on-one, who's going to win it? Gunther's going to win it.
Terrific grab there from Harrison Gunther. That's why he's the best intercept marker in the comp boat.
So out wide now to Rowbottom. Wouldn't this be a play here from the Pies, coast to coast? Rowbottom needed it to sit. McInnes can drive them forward. Wait a little bit too hot to handle, and they're going to have a stoppage inside forward 50. So not bad ball movement there from the young up-and-coming Pies.
7 players in the lineup today, Bo, that didn't play in that grand final win last year for the Tigers. Lockie Griggs obviously was injured, didn't play that game, but guys like Tommy Bennett, Colin Skeen, Jackson Thorpe, Sam Evans, Hamish Watt, Ryan Bradburn. So a lot of different names in this team that compared to this time last year.
So boundary throw in. Manson and Gardner are going to contest. Gardner brings ball to ground. Thompson's lurking around. Clifford just dragged and throw up.
So 18 minutes now gone, just ticked over the 18-minute mark as we approach time on here in the second quarter. Kingborough hold a pretty handy lead, 32 plays 8, but could that get cut now? I think it will be if Waite can kick this, because he's going to get a free kick for a hold. So slight angle for Blake Waite, but you'd think a man of his talents will be able to put this one through no trouble. About 10 metres out from goal. And bring the angle around. Pretty easy, Blake Waite puts it straight through the middle, no doubt about that. So that'll be the second of the day for the Magpies. 4-8-32, plays 2-2-14. Really good start there from Blake Waite today. He's been involved in a lot of plays, and as I spoke about in the build-up, Boat. He's become a bit of a name inside 50 at the other end of the ground because he's made a name for himself previously as one of the best running half-backs in the comp, but in the absence of Jay Bowden in the last 3 to 4 games, Waite's been able to shift forward and be a real presence inside 50 for the Magpies.
They look like such a better team when they've got Bowden and Waite down in the forward line because both they can decoy for each other also. So
it's a luxury too they haven't had in years gone by since Blake Waite joined the club from, I believe he came from university in the old scholars, so it's something they haven't been able to do given that he's had such talent in that D50. But now they've got such depth inside there with guys like Harrison Gunther. Brady Simpson's taking his game to another level. It's allowed a guy like Blake Waite to add another string to his bow inside 50 at the other end of the ground. So Lovell and Rowbottom contest. Comes out to Joey Brower. He can't take clean possession either. Webb's on the bottom of that pack against his old side. Only player out on the ground who won a premiership with both Glenorchy and Kingborough. Obviously a 2016 premiership player for Glenorchy and was a part of the Tigers' historic grand final win against the same club, North Londy, last year. So he's got some good success in grand finals against North Launceston and James Webb. Goes inside 50 now, the Tigers through Lovell. Quick chip kick over, tried to find Skeen, he couldn't take it cleanly. Can they get out of this in danger? They can through Gunther. He gives to Whitford. Skeens and company, that's just a ground grubber from Whitford. It's going to go well to Waite. No, it isn't. So footy doing all sorts of things today in these conditions. Waite can't take clean possession. Who can? Baker? No. Joey Brower's there, so is Nicholson. He can't take it either. The Tigers defender, it goes over his head to Roberts. Roberts, Brereton, finally a mark taken. So the man in the helmet kicks forward. That was Basti, excuse me. Good to see him back in the lineup after a few weeks out. Clifford can't take it. A couple of Magpies there with the numbers, but Lockie Clifford does well there. The skipper just oozes class. Kicks forward. Gunther might have given away a free. Umpire says no as he slipped on Tonkinson. Gunther a little proppy to get up from that contest, but he's a tough character, so he'll be up and he'll go back towards Jack Tonkinson. It's been a good battle between those two big men today. I think Gunther's probably won that one so far. He's taken a good few one-on-one marks, but Tonkinson has kicked a goal, so keep your eye on that as Gardner just punches that one out as Joseph thought he had to sit. Lovell came bursting through, couldn't take possession though. Rowbottom gave to a teammate. Tigers with the numbers though. Bastic kicks forward, but only as far as the Magpies' defence. Gardner, can he kick this inside 50? They've just played around with it a little bit too much here, the Tigers. Griggs goes through his hands, his nutmeg. Joseph might have given away a free kick. Umpire says no. Brower gets around Joseph. Gets around a couple of Magpies in the end.
This is terrible play, Ron. This is so scrappy.
It's a scrappy game. Conditions clearly playing a role in it. So used to seeing pretty clean play from the reigning premiers, Bo, that we're not used to seeing a game like this involving Kingborough, but it's what we've been dealt with today. Ball goes high up and under, mark taken though well by the Magpies.
I'm quite sure why they didn't just chuck it on the boot and go forward. As Green goes to Thompson. Nothing really moving for him further afield though. He's got Meredith and Gardner with the long ones down the line as Roach. His name as a forward line kick long to a genuine one-on-one. Donnelly wins the battle. Oakley's lurking around. He's got two Tigers to deal with. Umpire didn't call it in. Baker spills out to him. Dilger might have been kicking in danger. Blake Waite plays for the free kick and he's going to get it. That was really nicely done from Blake Waite. Nathan Geeson absolutely fell for that one. That was always a played free kick. He definitely moved the arm up, but a few little free kick to them just to bring it back within 2 goals. This would be a really important kick here for Blake Waite if he can get it.
It would be. Massive kick here for the Magpies. As you said, Bo, kicks this, it's back to 12 points on the eve of half-time.
They've already got one. Blake Waite. One of the premier players of this competition need this goal, Glenorchy, to stay within a chance, and they love it off the boot. Blake Waite has 2. Now Glenorchy bring it back within 12.
So 2-goal margin here as we tick in a time on. 4-8 plays 3-2. So not too many, I assume, would have expected this heading into the game. for Glenorchy. They've shown such improvement in the last few weeks, probably the last month to be fair. They won 2 games in a row and had that down game against Lauderdale a few weeks ago at the tip, but then responded well against North Londy last week, pushed the 2023 grand finalists right to the brink, but they were able to remain undefeated. But Glenorchy lost no fans in that loss, but today they've been able to push Kingborough so far in this game, and they only trail by 12 points as we approach half-time at the Twin Ovals.
They still haven't beat anyone in front of them yet, Ryan.
Yeah,
so this will be a big scalp.
That's the biggest thing, I think, for Coach Josh Arnold. Speaking to him a few weeks ago, he said that's the next, I guess, goal or task they have to tick off is to knock off a side above them on the ladder. So 2 wins against North Hobart this year, 1 against Lonnie, so both teams below them on the ladder. So can they cause a major boil over today and get their biggest scalp of the year so far? Kick goes inside. College can't take the mark. Arnold's there for company. Does well there, the playing coach for the Magpies. He pressures James Webb towards the boundary line, but he's classy enough to get away from his former teammate as Carter kicks forward. Gunther again with a spoil. Terrific work there from the Magpie skipper. He has been, Bo. He's been super today, Harrison Gunther. He's been super all year, a matter of fact. Been such a rock in that defensive 50. It's what they've really lacked for the last 2 seasons, Bo. Someone in there that can just control play and steady the ship. And that's exactly what Harrison Gunther's been able to do since he's come back from interstate. Carter won the ruck tap, but Magpies have the footy now through Roberts. He gets a high kick away. Joey Brower beats the boundary line, the umpire says no. So out on the full, but he'll still get the kick regardless. There's a reset here. What's the umpire said, I think? This is just semantics in the end. Joey Brower's going to get the footy regardless, you'd think.
Throw in, I think.
No. They've made me look like a fool. Apparently juggled over the line. Not sure where they saw that, Bo, because from where I sat, looked like either a marker out on the full to Joey Brower. So Magpies escape with one there. Can they get this footy inside 50 though through Gardner? Slips over. There's a Tigers midfielder. That was number 22 in Tommy Bennett. High up and under kick now forward for Glenorchy. Donnelly's there with Griggs. They both spoil the footy forward. He's going to get it now. Is Ben Donnelly. He kicks forward. Carter with the wrestle. Can't take the mark. What's the umpire called here? He's called a free kick against the Glenorchy defender.
Wow,
so
that's stiff.
That is very stiff. You look like just 2 players contesting the footy, both engaged in it. That was Cooper Meredith, so he can count himself very unlucky, Cooper Meredith. Tyler Carter probably gifted a free kick there. Looked like there wasn't too much in it, so he'll go back for his second of the day. Had a set shot a few minutes ago that didn't go where he wanted it to in the end. So Tyler Carter from about 40 metres out, slight angle. He'll have to work this towards the goal umpire's head. He does exactly that, Tyler Carter. That's his second of the day. Tigers extend that margin out to 18 as the siren blows for half-time. So that's a terrific end to the quarter for Kingborough and Bo Downham as they crept within 2 goals there. Not what you want if you're a Glenorchy player or supporter.
No, certainly not. Really stiff free kick, I thought, but again, it's just Tyler Carter having it on his shoe today. It was a 3-goal to 2 first quarter, so Glenorchy nearly winning the quarter, but again, the Tigers and their experience are just able to capitalise. Carter's got 2 for the afternoon, equal with Jackson Thorpe, who's also got 2, and Jack Tompkinson, who's got 1, and Blake Waite with 2, and Matty Joseph with 1 tied along the boundary. So a really interesting game. I think this halftime break will really suit them. Put the longer studs in, I think, just because this the ground conditions not great.
Yeah, it's been a really good half despite the conditions for both sides. Glenorchy, I think they would have taken, despite that late goal there from Carter, if you said to Coach Josh Arnold you'll be within 3 goals at half-time against the reigning premiers, I think you would have taken it. And for Coach Trent Bulmer, I think he'd taken an 18-point lead given the conditions they've had to play in so far. Around the green updates for you now before we head to our half-time break over at UTAS Stadium in the north of the state. It's the home side, North Londy, with a pretty commanding lead early, I should say, in the 4th quarter. 2 minutes gone in that one, and it's North Londy 58 plays 22. Ooh. While over at Skybus Oval at the tip, It's a home side Lauderdale with a pretty commanding lead against the winless Demons. They lead that one 47-14 as that one ticks into time on a goal just kicked, I should say, to Sam Tilley. So that takes that score now to 53-14. So few close games, I should say one close game here at the Twins with Usbo, a couple of blowouts wherever you look on the AFL TAS live stream. So stick with us here at the Twin Ovals. It's an 18-point margin. Ryan Rosendale, Bo down, and we'll be back with you for the second half in just a little bit. Hello and welcome back to the Twin Ovals for round 12 TSL action. Glenorchy trailing this game by 3 goals against the home side Kingborough, 5-8-38. The Tigers to the Magpies 3-2-20. Ryan Rosendale with you alongside Bo Downham. And Bo, we spoke pre-game that if Glenorchy could be within striking distance, we said early in this game they'd give themselves every chance in the second half, and despite that goal just before the half-time siren of Tyler Carter to extend that lead to 18, they were really only 2 goals down. So you'd think Coach Josh Arnold in game 250 for him would be pretty pleased with this first half that they've been able to put together.
Yeah, certainly. They nearly won the goal-kicking count that quarter because it was only 3 goals to 2. So if Carter didn't kick that goal, they might have been winning the quarter, as this one's tapped down there from Tompkinson. Clifford's going to meet this one. Meredith has him in a jam, and he's slung to the ground. Nice stuff there from Glenorchy to get him underway early. Meredith off to Rowbottom. Kick inside forward 50. Waits leading out. McGuinness brings ball to ground. Roberts slung around the tackle, and Clifford will have him in a jam. Really good start there from the Magpies. Set the tone with that tackle inside the middle against the Tigers skipper. So exactly the start they wanted to try and peg this margin back. They trail by 3 goals. Now is Lovell. Gets a kick out to number 28, the debutant Jackson Thorby. Tick 2 on debut so far as that young man. He's been really good inside 50. Ball goes forward in the direction of Zeitzen. He leads Roach to the footy. Can he get clean pick up here? He can't, as Roach just takes that one very professionally over the boundary line. So score updates for you from around the grounds. Get them to you in a little bit as this footy goes back inside. It's going to be a bigger win than many would have expected to North Lonnie up at UTAS Stadium. They lead that one late against Clarence 79-29. So a 50-point margin there. As that one almost goes through. Pretty remarkable kick there off the boot, but just went to the right of screen. So as I said, North Lonnie with a pretty handy lead late in that game up at UTAS. They'll extend their unbeaten run even further, while over at Skybus Oval with Andrew Cooling on the call. Lauderdale with a big lead against North Hobart, 71 plays 14. Gee, that's a terrible kick. Wasn't a great kick off the boot. The Magpies have got a lot of work to do here inside defensive 50 as Bradburn snaps around the body, and that never looked like missing from Ryan Bradburn. He's kicked 3 behind today, and he's probably put through the hardest he's had so far today, Bo. That was a good slot around the body from Ryan Bradburn, so he kicks his first, extends that lead now 4-9-45 to 3-2-20, so a 25-point margin. Kingborough take an early 7-point buffer in the third quarter. Yeah, it was a good call from you, Ryan. It was the hardest goal I reckon he's had to kick this whole game. 3 of them have been nearly directly in front. 2 of them hit the post on either side of the ground. So relatively hard kick that one, made no mistake of it, and finally gets his goal kicking tally underway. He's been lively early, lively last week, lively the week before, so he's starting to move into TSL football really swiftly. So go back into the middle. Umpire calls, I think it might have been a 3-3-6-6-6, sorry, I should say. My math was way off then. So it'll be an infringement to Tompkinson. Meredith electing to stay outside 5. Tompkinson leading out his card up, bringing ball to ground is Arnold. Webb met there by Roach, slapping on there to College. Zeitzen and him still trying to fight over that ball. Zeitzen now has a little bit of space. Dribbling kick forward. The big man Gardner. Snap kick on goal from the Tigers. And it was College. 2 quick goals to start off this quarter has set them out to a 31-point lead. Really good play there from College, but it was even better from the big man in Gardner. A lot of players there would have taken the footy and had a quick snap across the body, but Gardner with the professionalism and the wherewithal to know that College was in a better position in front of him and give a quick handball out to his fellow forward, and he was able to put it through. So, as you said, Bo, they've taken it pretty handy. What was an 18-point margin at half-time has extended pretty quickly to a 31-point margin now. So, not the start you'd want if you're Josh Arnold and the Glenorchy Magpies. 4 minutes gone here in the third quarter, and 2 quick goals. It's creeped out to 31 points, so they'll need to kick the next couple if they want to try to win this game, and Tompkinson just taps that down with ease. Out to the skipper in Clifford, and he kicks forward to Bradburn, and that is as easy as you like for the Tigers.
So put the Mickey on them. I said they came out with the right tempo with that early tackle inside the centre square, and from that point on it has been all Kingborough in this third quarter. Bradburn kicked a goal a few minutes ago, so we'll have his second if he's able to put this through, extend the margin even further to 37 points. Ryan Bradburn, he hasn't, so 1 goal, 4 now for that man. 32-point lead for Kingborough.
So kick out here from Simpson. Struggling to put 4 quarters together here. The Magpies have been competitive up until this point of the afternoon. So Simpson to Arnold. Skeen hunting him down. It's away from him and he goes to Thompson. Stellar start to the season. In fact, it's probably not the start. It's more of a middle part of the season. Now, Nicholson with a swift little pick-up, just tumble punts one inside forward 50. Oakley in a 1-on-1. He's going to have the run out the back, and the umpire's called a free kick to Oakley. I would have rather him... Oh,
that's stiff.
Jeepers creepers. That
Another
is really
one
stiff.
like we saw in that second quarter by with Carter and I think Meredith from memory. 2 players contesting the footy and, you know, a slight hold either way, but probably one you'd like to see, I guess, led through to the keeper from that one.
So Arnold pushed over the boundary line. That is really stiff from the umpire, I think. Both engaged. If they're both engaged, you wouldn't...
Yeah, unless there's a really clear hold there either way, it's probably one, as I said, you'd rather see get let go. 2 players contesting a mark, it's what you want to see. It's one of the best parts of the game. So stiff there.
What would we know though, Ryan? We're only here after the box, so
it's easy to critique from the box, isn't it?
See it a bit differently, the umpires, as Webb with a nice hand pass out. Carter's going to bend over and pick this one up. Slaps one on the boot. High kick to Brower. Umpire calls play on. Webb against his old team. It's drifting across the face of goal and not even going to register for a score, right?
I've seen shorter kicks today, Bo, be called 15 metres and paid a mark. So bit stiff there. Brower. His footy comes back out now. Carter tries to intercept, but as you said, Bo, terrific kick there from Glenorchy, and it's found the chest of Cooper Meredith. So he'll kick back inside. Sends the footy now to Jacob Finlay. He'll go directly up the line. It's a short one. He's found weight, so back in his preferred home of defensive half, but he's going to work back to try and get inside 50. Gunther spoils ahead of Seidson. Footy's going to set in the arms of Sam Evans, though. He gets it out now, so won't be pinned for holding the ball here. He was in danger given he dived on it. Comes out now, off the boot, goes to Lovell. Lovell with a high up and under. Gardner's got the sit, can't take the mark, bounced off his chest. Kicks forward though, smart there from the big man. Brady Simpson's going to be first to the footy. Really good work there from Tyler Carter not to take him high as he came in. And we'll get a ball up deep inside forward 50 for Kingborough. 32-point lead.
Sorry, loving the work of Ben Donnelly. You saw him at the top of the screen there, just directing his troops.
Yeah, he's a terrific player, Ben Donnelly, vice-captain of this side. Only second to that man, the skipper in Clifford. And he misses. So 7-11-53, plays 3-2-20, 33-point lead. So they've jumped out of the blocks here, Kingborough in the third quarter. They held an 18-point lead at half-time. It was 12 just before the siren went. And Bo, it's really crept out now, 33 points as we hit the 8-minute mark.
It certainly has. It's been great viewing for Glenorchy. Snapping little kicks going to trickle towards Thompson. Nice little dig out there. Dilger, socket off the ground. Nicholson has a little bit of space to run into. High kick inside forward 50. Roberts was the target. Genuine 1-on-1. Roberts is going to be wrapped up nicely from Will Clifford. And see a ball up.
He did really well there, Roberts. Will Clifford, one of the best small defenders in the comp. He's had a really good start to the year and did everything right there, Adam Roberts.
Certainly did. We see Tompkinson slap it out of the ruck. Whitford, Finlay, hand pass to advantage of Green. Slapping it there was Baker. Lovell, high kick, up and under. 1-on-1 again as Roberts sees this one over the boundary line. So they're the last rated for goals in the competition. They've only had 64 for the whole year. 120 tackles in the back 50, and they're second for that, Glenorchy. So it's something that they're doing relatively well. Second for kicking efficiency, scoring efficiency, I should say, is 39%. Second for kicking efficiency, so we'll see this one will be wrapped up. Thompson off the ground there from Joseph. Kick to Waite. What can he produce here? Griggs just with a snapping kick. It's going to trickle. Real dangerous areas here for insufficient intent, but Nicholson's going to tap this one over the line for a throw-in. Ryan, you've got some updates.
Update from Utah's Bow. Full time up there. Battled the top two sides, and it's North Lonnie that have extended their unbeaten run. They defeated Clarence by 57 points, so North Lonnie extend that bridge, I guess you'd say, on first place on the ladder. That'll take their season to a remarkable 11-0 start. Clarence will go to 9-2, so they're only 2 losses this year. The Roos have been against the top side, so still that bridge to gap for Clarence, but Kingborough here, if they can win this game, it should potentially keep them within striking distance of both sides in the top 2 as we hit the middle part of the year. As Tyler Carter's 360, the umpire says play on, he got his kick away. So Finlay with the footy now gives it off to Whitford.
Ooh.
McGuinness just taps it forward. It was smart there to Simpson. Simpson goes wide to a teammate in Meredith. Meredith inside. Waite back with the flight. That's a terrific grab from Blake Waite. That was all the courage in the world from that man. Didn't even see the opposing defender coming at him. He had eyes only for the footy. And this deserves a goal. Not sure if he's going to go back and kick it. He's not. He gives a handball off to Isaac Manson. He kicks forward, and that should be a mark paid. Doesn't matter. Kick forward's going to be a goal. So Green kicks it. And the mark from Blake Waite really deserved what he eventuated in a goal to Green. So Magpies get one back here after a hot start from the Tigers. 7-11-53 plays 4-2-26 as we approach the 12-minute mark of the third quarter.
Really nice setup there from Blake Waite. Nice mark taken. I think you wouldn't expect any less from that man. He is such a great contested mark and really, really good player. The Glenorchy Footy Club. I'm sure a few clubs would have hunted for him last year after the form he was in and tried to get his services, but he's a loyal Glenorchy player.
Real surprise packet since he's come across to the TSL Bow from University in the Old Scholars. As you see the umpire, just a few words here with Marcus Gardner. I think he's going to throw it up.
I think it was a 6-6-6 rule. So Gardner slapped down to Rowbottom. The tackled there from Brower. The ball up. So 12 minutes gone. Whitford neatly gets a hand pass out. McInnes has Brower again. Diving on it. That Kingborough player in Brower. Trying to wrestle it out. Finlay, nifty little hand pass off to Green, who just kicked that goal. High up and under kick towards Bastick and Joseph. Goal sitting for neither one of them. College with a neat hand pass out. Arnold and Bradburn.
Free kick downfield, I think, though. It's a little bit late.
So I'm not quite sure. One thinks it's a downfield kick. It's probably a fair call as I didn't see any contact. It was prohibited in that marking contest. Bradburn's kick gets smothered. Roberts with a nifty hand pass out to Arnold. Simpson just meets Webb. Bang!
Free kick, though. Legal block.
So a block to Webb. Can send them inside forward. 50 once more. Leading out is the Messiah, Tompkinson. The big man. So dominant around the ground. The first real one-on-one that Harrison Gunther's lost. So Tompkinson winding up for his second of the afternoon. A tough kick around the boundary, opens up the angle, hits the belly of the ball, and umpire David Luttrell will call this one out on the full.
So Magpies will look to clear this out of D50. Trying to look for 2 goals in a row as Kingborough made the early jump here in the third quarter. Gunther, Griggs contest. Gunther probably wins that battle. The Magpies can't take clean possession through Finlay. They do in the end. So we see the rain really start to set down here. A few hands in the air for insufficient intent. Umpire says no. So 7-11 plays 4-2. 14 minutes gone. Mentioned earlier, a 57-point win to North Bonnie up at UTAS, and Lauderdale hold a pretty convincing lead against North Hobart down at the tip. So it's probably the closest game you're going to get on the TSL live stream today here at the Twin Ovals, as the footy goes inside 50 now for the Tigers. Back to Josh Arnold, the playing coach for the Magpies. Kick forward from that man. Only goes as far as Lockie Clifford. He kicks towards goal. Lockie Clifford, does it go all the way? It does, but it goes through for a behind. So 7-12-54, as we mentioned earlier in the call. The Tigers kicked 8-16 last week. So again, that ledger isn't where they'd like it to be when they've been going inside 50. But they still lead this game, whereas last week they weren't able to beat the Roos. Went down by a few goals in that contest at Blunston 7 days ago. So they go back inside 50 now. Lovell's got the sit. Well spoiled there by Gunther again. He's been terrific today, the Magpie skipper. Skeen. Joseph for company. Umpire says mine. So 15 minutes now gone. So we see the rain coming down as heavy as it has done all day. Tompkinson taps forward to Rowbottom. Not where he wanted that footy to go. Rowbottom kicks out now. He's got Roberts on. Can he beat the boundary line? He can, but goes under his feet, and his former teammate in James Webb just make sure that goes over the boundary for a throw in. So 54 plays 26, as we said. Final week of action before a bye, competition-wide bye next week for Tasmania's state game against Queensland in the Sunshine State. So all these teams will enjoy a bye. Some players obviously won't have the week off. They'll be playing for Tassie if they're lucky enough to be selected to represent the state and wear the famous map. A lot of players out there today, you'd think this would be a bit of a dress rehearsal for their aspirations, as umpire doesn't call deliberate. So understand the final team for Tasmania will be named on Wednesday or Thursday after the last full squad training. A lot of players from Kingborough you'd think would be in the mix. Bow guys like James Webb, Lockie Clifford, Jack Tompkinson, Kieran Lovell, all the prime movers would be. Obviously Riley Ashland's hopes of making his debut for Tasmania would be snuffed out given his concussion last week, as the rain really starts to set in now. Magpies go forward, mark not taken by Joseph. Umpire potentially could have paid that, but he said no. College, as this rain's really starting to come down now. You wouldn't know it if you look at Harrison Gunther. He just collects that footy as cleanly as you'd like. Tries to find Simpson, he can't take it. Brow with the footy now, he kicks forward. Goes through for a behind.
Absolutely bucketing down here at the Twin Ovals. 7-13-55 plays 4-2-26. It's a pleasure to have your company. The AFL Taz live stream is Brody Glenn. It's a nice little mark. Screwy little ball though. Floater finds Roach. Not sure what Tompkinson's complaining about there. That's his man. Whitford shrugs the tackle with ease. Kicking inside, nearly the forward 50. Meaning it was Clifford. Scooping hand pass up there from Nicholson. Waite got taken without it, possibly. College will be trapped with it.
Holding the ball, I think.
Will be holding the ball to Josh Meredith. Can send them inside forward 50 once more. High kick, bringing ball to ground. Manson with a hand pass out. Joseph too hot to handle for him. On pursuit there is Watt. He gets the tap out. Clifford strips Josephs of the ball. Now, Brooks will go in the middle of the Twin Ovals. Leading it there was Thorpe. Simpson with a late fist. Clifford, outside hand pass to College. He's come in leaps and bounds these past two seasons. Meredith will say this one, it's just bounced off the chest. So I think there's plenty of other places that you'd rather be than at the Twin Ovals at this afternoon, and even Lauderdale, to be perfectly honest. It's bucketing down. I can think of a few places I'd rather be.
I think you're right, but I think the pub would be one of them. Much rather be inside. I think a lot of players would expect this, though. We know what kind of weather hits this time of year in Tasmania. A lot of coaches speak about those tougher times when the weather turns in June and you've got to grind your way through a few wins in that middle part of the year. Coach Trent Bulmler from the Tigers speaks about it often. So a win today for either side will be very important in the make-up of their season, as Gunther spoils ahead of Tompkinson.
Here he is.
Skeen off the ground. That doesn't go where he wanted it to. Not sure how he missed from there despite the weather conditions. 7:14.56. Plays 4:2.26.
The really displeasing thing, Ryan, for me is that the weather is always going to be an issue this afternoon, so Glenorchy really needed to bank some goals early.
They do. Yeah, they did need a bank early, as we said. They were 12. They would have really liked to have seen where they were at half-time pre-game, I think, Bo. They were only 12 points down before that goal on the siren from Tyler Carter. So they were within striking distance if that goal hadn't have been kicked. Good work there from Brady Simpson to get around him.
Just makes it really difficult to come back.
It does. So that 18-point margin then turns into a really quick 31 with a couple of quick goals. And once the weather hits, as you said, Bo, it makes it incredibly tough to make any sort of charge late in this game. As Clifford kicks inside 50 to find Zeitzen. He can't kick forward. Big hit there from Josh Arnold. All's fair in that one, though. Magpies are going to work it out well here through the 31 in Meredith, and he finds on the chest of Kobe Phillips. So Phillips, what can he do with a footy? Can they kick forward here? They can't. Only goes as far as the man in the 42. And that's Hamish Watt, another one of these young Tigers. One of the 8 debutants they've had this year. Kicks forward. Brower. Clifford. Bennett. So all the big names involved now for Kingborough. They kick forward. Roach has the sit, can't take the mark. Josh Arnold, not a player that you'd see Bo often try to kick it off the deck. He's all on his knees trying to bring that footy up for his team. Umpire might have called a throw there. I think he's picked something out, he has. So this ball's going to go Glenorchy's way. Guinness will be the man with the footy. That ball only goes as far as Kobe Phillips and Max College, and that goes over the boundary. So as we approach time on now, we've hit it. 21 minutes gone in the third quarter. Not many goals kicked this quarter, Bo. I think 2 to Kingborough and 1 to Glenorchy. So it can't be too much extra time here in the third quarter. So if Glenorchy to be within any kind of chance in the last quarter, given the conditions, you'd think they need maybe 1 or 2 quick goals here against the Tide. Umpire's going to call a throw there on Phillips. Probably a little bit stiff there. Did his best to get a legal hand pass away. So kick inside now for Kingborough. Skeens there. Tompkinson over the back and he takes it. So Gunther beaten not often today, but on that occasion he is. And Jack Tompkinson is going to go back. He's kicked 1 already, sorry. So this will be his second of the day. And an entertaining duel with the Magpies skipper. 2 players that could potentially be teammates in a week's time for Tasmania when they face off against Queensland. So Jack Tompkinson from about 30 metres out directly in front.
Oh boy.
He's put it through just. So made the umpire work for it, but eventually it went through the big sticks where he wanted it to. So Tompkinson has 2, the Tigers have 8. That's 8:16.62. Glenorchy 4:2.26. 22 and a half minutes gone in the third quarter.
Real scrubby football here at the Twin Ovals, needless to say. It's tough viewing, but the footy can sometimes be some of the best footy, as we see. All go back in the middle once more.
A lot of players out there, both I reckon, would love these conditions. One will be Lockie Clifford, the Kingborough skipper, a real no-nonsense type player. Just does what he has to do every week, so I reckon he would love these conditions for the Tigers.
Gardner, row bottom, shrugs the tackle, kick to Green. It's met by Bastic. Dilger meeting it nicely. Really nice pick up there from Matty Dilger. Scrubby little kick inside forward 50 though. Will Clifford just beats a teammate Brereton. Green, weight tight along the boundary. It's going to float to the top of the goal square, Manson. But I'll tell you what,
That would have been some kind of goal, Bo.
typing it up to be. Fortunately, didn't quite get the purchase that he would have wanted, Blake Waite. Donnelly just sends a high roost out to this outer wing, but Tom McGann will mark it. So, much working for him. He's just going to have to go long down the line. Dilger flew. Bringing ball to ground is Thompson. Socket off the deck there from Clifford. And Waite, I'm not sure how that is not a mark.
Yeah,
We've seen worse paid this afternoon. And Blake Waite Thinks the umpire's joking.
That's why I missed from the umpire there. Clifford went off the deck and it went straight into the chest of Blake Waite, so definitely one he should have been paid.
Gardner, Brower, nice crumb. Zeitzen meeting it. Roach needed to get down to that ball. Picked it up nicely though. Hand pass out wide to Phillips, just slipping over as he went to hand pass it. Ball just keeping in now, and see another throw in. So apologies that the score is wrong. Scoreboard set up now, but much working for the Tigers at this present time. Throw in. McInnes, Phillips, double fisted. Row bottom, nicely done. College bumping Dilger. Gets the kick away only as far as Oakley. There's Clifford again. Thompson, nicely done.
Free kick.
Yeah, free kick to Clifford. So, well and truly into red time right now. Going through the middle of the twin ovals. Nice build up. Lovell couldn't quite hang on to it. Here is Skeen. Dodges one. Trying to pick the ball up. He does. He's met by Meredith. Still going out, man. Skeen slaps it out there from Gunther. Finlay. Skeen here he is again. And then Griggs on the right shoe. It's just going to miss. I was really hoping our man got a goal there, Ryan.
Yeah, he did well there, Colin Skeen. He was involved in 2 or 3 passages, never stopped, and said by looked like he was going to be able to put one through, but wasn't to be for that man. So Tigers 8-16, 64. Risky kick there from Simpson, but it works out well, and he's going to get it back here. So repels outside, defensive 50. McGuinness kicks forward. Waite's got the sit. He's got 16. Brereton for company. Go forward again. Watt kicks forward, only as far as Callum Thompson. Clifford's in there. So is Bastic. 2 players that would love this type of wet weather footy, you'd think. So Watt's got the footy again. Can't keep his feet. Goes back to Griggs, who just sends a high up and under footy directly up the line. Bradburn can't take the mark. Glenorchy look to get this footy out. And the Tigers forward half. I think the boundary line's going to be all come as it is. So 26.5 minutes gone now. You'd think not too much longer left in this quarter, I should say. 8-16, so 3 goals for Kingborough this quarter, just 1 for the Magpies. 64-27, as we said, it was an 18-point margin at the long break, and then 2 quick goals extended that to a 31-point lead for the Tigers, and they've never really looked back from that point on. Glenorchy really need one late here to kind of steady the ship and be any kind of chance heading into the last quarter. A scheme probably stiff there not to get Arnold holding the ball. Umpire calls play on. Tompkinson's going to lead this one out against Gunther. Doesn't like the sit though. Gunther does well to just pick that one up one-handed and kick forward. Glenorchy with the numbers through Simpson. Gives off to a teammate in Nicholson. It only goes so far as Finlay and Brower, sorry. Got my B's mixed up. So 27.5 gone now. Umpire Geeson looks to get play back underway as the rain and the wind really start to come down to the Twins. Said pre-game, Bo, about 4 o'clock hits at the Twin Ovals and the temperature drops most weekends, and it's not a great place to be if you're on the far wing. And it's hit a little bit early today. You'd think Kingborough have done enough here to win this game, but there's still plenty of footy to be played. But we did say it's going to be a lot harder for Glenorchy to win this game given the conditions they've got to try and make a comeback in now. Footy inside the Magpies defensive 50. Arnold's with it. Kicks out to McGuinness. He can't take a clean mark. Finlay tries to stop Lovell's impact. Nicholson. Just a grubby up and under kick. Goes as far as Joseph, the vice captain. He kicks forward and finds the boundary line. So time ticks away here as we approach 3/4 time. Kingborough with a pretty handy lead. 64 plays 27. North Launceston already victors today against Clarence, so the Northern Bombers extend their unbeaten run. They're the team to beat so far, and the way it's looking, they've been able to knock off Clarence twice, who sits second on the ladder. So if things continue the way they are, we could very well be set for the final TSL Grand Final to be played at UTAS Stadium come September. Still Plenty of footy to be played though. Kingborough will be doing their best to make sure that doesn't happen, the reigning premiers. And there goes the siren for three-quarter time. So 8:16.64 plays 4:3.27. It's a handy lead here at three-quarter time, the final break. They hold a 37-point lead, the home side. Goal kickers for you at the last change, 2 each to Jack Tonkinson, the debutant Jackson Thorpe, and Tyler Carter. Singles to Ryan Bradburn and Max College, while for Glenorchy, only multiple goal scorer is Blake Waite. Singles to Matt Joseph and Mitchell Green. Bo, as we said, it was really the opening probably 2 to 3 minutes of that quarter that's really cost Glenorchy any chance they have at potentially stealing an upset today.
Yeah, certainly it's really hard to try and combat anything there from Glenorchy's point of view, as we see the cameraman rub the water off the lens, which still isn't looking the best, but yeah, really tough quarter from Glenorchy. We thought if there were going to be any chance they needed to start well, but unfortunately they just didn't, and Kingborough capitalised, being the reigning premiers.
So 4:3.27 plays 8:16. I knew it was 8 or 9 goals, but 8:16.54. So a 37-point lead here at the final break for the Tigers. We'll take our own short break here in the commentary box and be back with you in just a little bit.
So welcome back to final quarter action here live from the Twin Ovals. It's been home team taking a lead into every major break. This one is a 37-point margin at the moment, and you see the rain.
It's cleared away a bit, hasn't it?
Force. Yeah, it certainly has, but still quite wet underfoot. Glenorchy want to make any surge. Would have been in that quarter. Fortunately for them, they just didn't take their opportunities early, as umpire Nathan Geeson's going to throw this one back up to start the final quarter of round 8 action. Pleasure to have your company wherever you're watching from, as Geeson just slips over. Bastic's moved in the middle now, crashing and bashing. Hurried kick out in the direction of Webb. He's going to track this one now, slaps it out in front of himself. Whitford's on his tail. See a boundary throw in.
37-point lead at the final change, Bowen. You think with this weather looking like it's cleared up a little bit, you think at Glenorchy, if they can kick potentially their first 1 to 2 goals, they might give themselves a sniff. But the reigning premiers really in the box seat to walk away with an important win today.
Really good point, Ryan. Meredith meets that one out. Chip kick over to Nicholson. He runs and goes to the outer wing. Manson's there. Baker has the fist though. See a throw in. So again, just not really making the most of their opportunities. Glenorchy is equally. Kingborough haven't either. They've kicked 16 behinds, equal with that behind count of last week. So accuracy is definitely an issue. This competition as ball gets thrown back in. McInnes over the top. The hands of Arnold. Hack kick in from Rowbottom. And Donnelly again standing up in the full-back position. He's the marshal down there. Not much to go to, though. He'll have to go long.
Yeah, best one-on-one defender in the competition for me, Bo. Held that title for a long time now. Harrison Gunther is really starting to challenge him for that, Ben Donnelly, but he's been such a terrific player as the Tigers vice-captain. But footy's going to come back in towards him now. Can he do it again, Ben Donnelly? He can. Goes out well in front of Magpies vice-captain Matty Joseph, and he gets a kick out of the defensive 50 now. This game, the start of a really big few weeks for Kingborough. I'll touch on that throughout this final quarter. As Whitford kicks inside 50 again. Wait with the sit, can't take the mark. That ball's going to go all the way over everyone's head from behind. So another one for the Tigers, as I mentioned just then. A couple of big games coming up post-state competition bye, I should say, for the state game for Kingborough. They'll face North Launceston at Utah Stadium in 2 weeks' time.
No bigger road trip.
Massive road trip, and then they'll play Lauderdale after that. So Lauderdale obviously beat them earlier in the year. So one they'll clearly set their eyes on. So they'll, you'd think, win this game today from where the game sits currently, chalk up a win, and then a lot of players in this side, the better players, will obviously play in that state game, both. So that'll be good, I guess, for their top end to not have a week off and play some footy. And then obviously they'll come back post the bye and they'll look towards 2 massive games. While Glenorchy, they'll face Clarence after the week off, and then Launceston, who will have 2 weeks off given that they've got the bye this week. So a couple of big games for both sides coming up.
They haven't travelled very well though, Kingborough, up to Launceston. It's a really hard road trip. You have to obviously get your legs moving halfway through. You usually stop at Campbelltown or whatnot. So it's a really hard road trip for any team in the TSL, not just the Kingborough Tigers. As this one just off the hands of Whitford. Nice little hand pass from Simpson. Wanted the receive, just got cut off. Bradburn bursting through. Meredith, soccering ball there from Carter. Sits it down in front of Brower. Chipping it across the deck. Nearly picked it up. This one will be called for a throw-in. And equally for Glenorchy, they're not going to have too many of their start. They're not going to have too much of their team going over to Queensland. So maybe they get together and really train the house down. Maybe a week off and then really back into it. Might be a really necessary break for Glenorchy.
Yeah, I think in that initial squad, the initial one that came out a few months ago, it was only Jordan Hayden and Harrison Gunther named. So obviously no Geordie Hayden today, so we assume potentially out injured or could be rested given the state game next week. But I think that's probably a longer shot compared to potentially a rest for the body more than for a state game. and Harrison Gunther, you'd think would obviously be pretty much a certainty to be a key pillar in that defensive 50 for Tasmania next week. So, as you said, Bold, all these Glenorchy players will enjoy a week off, but there's no doubt Coach Josh Arnold will have them working pretty hard over the break so they can set themselves for a big back half of the year. As we said, they're sitting in 5th spot. Obviously, they'll go to 3 games out of the top 5 today. After this loss, obviously, they were headed in only 2 games out against Kingborough. So, a really big loss in the context of their season, but as we mentioned during the call today, Bo, the next challenge for Glenorchy is to beat a team above them on the ladder. Nearly did that last week against North Bonnie, but haven't quite been able to beat anyone above them, given they've only been able to beat North Hobart twice, who are sitting on the bottom with no wins, and Launceston once, who are second last with, I think, 2 wins. So, no doubt there's still some challenges for this improved Glenorchy side to go through throughout the back half of this season.
Probably not bad that as Tompkinson really takes the mark. It's probably not a bad thing that Josh Arnold isn't going over to Queensland, just so he can get his program right, oversee everything. This one gets thrown back up. Tompkinson, Lovell, silver service to Kieran Lovell. Nearly. Again, that's 17 behind, so that over the tally from last week. Officially now 8-17. 65 plays 4-4-28. Kick out here from Simpson. Expect him to roost this one down the middle. Exactly what he does. Baker with the fly. 2 bites of the cherry. Nick Baker. Very nicely done. Kicking inside forward 50. College just slapped off by him. Seitzon's going to try and kick this one forward. Neatly does it. Bradburn overrunning it. Now, Whitford swiftly sees this one over the boundary line.
1 goal 4 today for that man, Ryan Bradburn. Bo hasn't kicked how he would have liked heading in, but he's been lively inside 50 wherever he's got to the football. One of 5 goal scorers for the Tigers. This footy goes into another one. That's Tompkinson eagers it off to a teammate. That's a pretty nifty handball to the 15 in Mitchell Brower. So he puts through his first of the day, takes the Tigers goal kickers to 6. And they lead this one now 9-17-71 to 4-4-28. It's going to be a pretty comfortable win in the end to the Tigers after a tight first half. As I mentioned a few times on the call now, it was a really bit of a damaging 3 to 5 minutes early in that third quarter that broke this game open. Released the shackles for Kingborough. No, look to secure a really important win here in round 12, almost halfway through the final season of the TSL. This footy goes back up now. 1 down well by McGuinness against Gardner. He gets the footy now. Kicks a short, stabby pass inside 50. Only goes as far as Lockie Clifford. So usually it's Will Clifford we see in defence, but it's his older cousin in Lockie, the skipper. Spending a bit of time in D50 with Murray Bastick going inside the middle.
Yeah, that's stiff.
It was stiff. I think umpire's called deliberate there, Bo. So
I think we see it tend to be paid more in the rain, Ryan.
Yeah, you're probably right there. The rain does really play into that call a lot of times. You see it also at this level, also obviously at the AFL level too. During a lot of wet weather footy. So rain has died off though, in saying that it came down pretty heavy in that third quarter. Just after Kingborough made their charge. So it had to come earlier. Wanted to think where this game would sit right now. Glenorchy might be within striking distance. As Nicholson kicks that goal forward. That looks good off the boot, but it just goes to the left of screen. So 1 behind now, 4-5-29 Glenorchy, 9-17-71 Kingborough.
So Clifford, out wide to the runner, Baker. Nifty little kick over the top. He's immediately hunted down there from Roberts. He tried to go quickly there, Will Clifford. Didn't go as fast as Roberts, and he'll get the ball leading out there as Waite. Nicely done, wheels and goes nearly. Just stops a little bit. Holds up play, kick into the centre of the ground, finds McInnes. Not much on, hand pass off to Phillips. Going back to go forward by Finlay. Kick inside forward 50. Dilger's at the back, tight along the boundary. Wanted the body contact instead of going for the goal. Matty Dilger. we'll see a throw-in.
Separate here. Don't need to do anything too silly, these two men. Hamish Watt, Matty Dilger. This is just eventuated after not much really from that. Marcus Gardner comes in to try to separate. So they do in the end. Throw up inside the Magpies, forward 50, Bastic. Become a midfielder in this last quarter as you see Dilger and Gardner go at it again. High footy in the direction of Donnelly. He's going to follow it through for a behind. So 4-6 Glenorchy, 9-17-71. So an even 41-point lead now to the Tigers as Clifford gives off to College. College goes up the line, tries to find Skeen. Just goes over the top of that man. Kick forward now from Glenorchy. Looks to find Waite. He does. Well held there by Blake Waite against Ben Donnelly.
Nice kick to the advantage of Blake Waite there from my man Brodie Glenn.
That was a really good kick from Glenn. So Waite goes to the paint of 50. It's a good kick. Finds Callum Thompson. He's going to hit a long bomb up inside. 4 to beat here. Glenorchy player. That was number 36 in Mitch Green. He can't do it. Briggs kicks up the wing. Tries to find a teammate, but well marked in front there.
It was a really poor option from Thompson at 4-on-1. He didn't really have much to go to though, so I can't blame him too much.
Didn't. Griggs tries to mark, can't take it. Donnelly got a kick away. Thompson, can he get clean possession? He can't. Dilger, can he get a kick away? He can. Only as far as Gardner. Clifford slips over as his cousin in Will. Roberts gets the footy now. He's got his coach there, Arnold, for company, and he can't take clean possession either. So even the best players this competition having a little bit of trouble controlling the old Sharon as we hit the 11-minute mark of the last term. 41-point lead here to the home side, Kingborough. Can Glenorchy make some kind of late charge here? They've had controlled the play early in this fourth quarter. Repeat inside 50s, but again, Kingborough just repel. They can't get past this point. Can they do it now through Clifford? I think it might be a free kick to Zeidson. Yeah, Arnold not too happy with that one. So they'll reset now. A bit of break in play. We've seen the back and forth inside the Magpies 50. Can Zeidson kick this forward? Try to extend this lead to a 47.1 for the reigning premiers. He kicks high. Who's he got on the sit? Tyler Carter's got 3 to beat. Can't do it. Gardner gives off to Webb. Almost got it. Intercepted well by Rowbottom. Skeen spins out of trouble. Goes to Clifford. High up and under ball from Will Clifford. Mark taken in front though by Whitford ahead of Tonkinson.
So Whitford goes to this outer wing. Has a teammate on him, Manson. He's just going to take a leisurely stroll to this outer wing. To the advantage of Oakley. Swiftly taps it on. Wade's going to have a few to beat here. Can't quite pick it up in the rain. Bastic at the last line of defence. Rowbottom pushes him over the line. Only as far as Arnold. Snap on goal for game 250. Didn't quite get enough purchase off it. Baker out wide to College. They'll just hold the game up here. Kick to the outer wing to Bradburn. I think it is, it will be. Slipping over, regain his footing and go back to Brower. Chip and kick. Finds, might be Thorpe. Wheels and goes inside forward 50. Scrubby old kick to Carter. Skeen's lurking around though. Roach is happy to see this one over the boundary line. For a throw in, so not the game that we would have wanted for this second half, but has been enthralling. 2 halves of football. Unfortunately, Glenorchy just not being able to string together 4 quarters at the moment.
The next challenge, isn't it, Bo, to be able to string a full game together?
Yeah, certainly. So Manson to Arnold. Hits the hand pass away. Sliding through there was Gardner. Might have been contact below the knees. I would have thought he slid in. So by Braden White, didn't see that the same as I did. Much easier to do it in the commentary box though. Gardner, Henson falling over. Off to Griggs, kick inside forward 50 over the head of Carter. Tompkinson on all fours, trying to pick the ball up. He couldn't. Carter played for the free kick. Umpire wasn't
No, late.
Oh no, he's paid it. He's fallen for that one.
Came very late, that call, Bo.
Would have thought he paid for the free kick, Carter. Tough view though. So
Probably
Carter,
there. When you look at it from, I guess, from where we sit, it probably was there. Obviously, no doubt, put a little bit of mayo on it, but you've always got to, I guess, pay the guy that wants to go for the ball.
So for goal number 3, for Kingborough's 10th of the afternoon, Tyler Carter meanders in, kicks just off line. Idiot though is Tom McGann. He kicks out to Phillips, diving mark. Still wheel and go. Gets the hand pass off. Really hard hand pass to get there from Simpson. High up and under kick to Griggs, who's going to slide in. Take a nice chest mark. No. 10 minutes gone. This last quarter, Griggs can wheel and go. Kick inside forward 50. Zaitzen's the target, brings ball to ground. Roach just off the shin of him. Simpson, in fact it's Manson who's met by Zaitzen, just stripped him of it. Webb beats the tackle of Finlay. Zaitzen, Lovell was the intended target. Roach is going to slap this one over the boundary line.
So 15 and a half gone now. 41-point margin still in this game. Kingborough kicked just the 1 goal in this quarter. Magpies yet to kick a major in the last term. So it was 2-5 to 1-0 at the first break. So 11-point margin quarter time. That extended to 18 at the long break. And it was 37 at the final change. So what will it be come the final siren here? Currently 41. Tyler Carter extends that to 47 with that kick. So Carter, no. Touched off the boot, I think, Bo. So it looked like a goal from where we sat. Tigers players celebrated. But in the end, no goal scored. So 9-18. 72 plays 4-6-30. For the scores to pop back up. So time ticks on now in the last quarter. Tigers looking to extend this lead. So it's 42 points where the game currently sits. Kick out now, goes to find Joseph. Joseph forward, slips over. Who's got this footy? Roberts gives off to Waite. Waite's got Clifford for company, gives back to Roberts. Smart there from Adam Roberts. Gives off to a teammate. That's a goal there to the number 13 in Luke Nicholson. So terrific play inside 50 from a few Magpies. So that'll be their 5th of the day. 5-6-36 plays Kingborough 9-18-72. So the margin's cut with that goal. We get the scoreboard back up and running here in the commentary box. 17 and a half minutes gone. And that was a terrific goal by Luke Nicholson.
Certainly was. I didn't catch a lot of it, but I did see the little snap-on goal there from Luke Nicholson. He's one of these really good players that Glenorchy have had. Again, another talented cricketer. They have a lot of those in this side, Glenorchy. We see it. 666 rule. I'm not quite sure Isaac Manson really cares about it. Really sure that...
Too sure what the umpire's called. There's been a few of those today, Bo, so not sure how many you need before the warning gets thrown out and it's just a free kick anyway.
Yeah, so Finlay, hand passes off. Nicholson, who just kicked that goal to Manson, just off the chest of him. Brower, tackle just got shrugged. Out to Finlay, dropping probably something he should have taken. Clifford strips him of it. Nice kick to Zaitzen. Waits moved down to defence. Skeen picks it up. Right along the boundary. We're throwing, not quite sure they haven't paid the 666 rule. Again, I'm not quite sure they tell the umpire, the ruckman either.
I think it's been in long enough. Like, you can understand when the rule first came in, Bo, all those years ago, that the warning was a warranted, I guess, thing to bring in. But now that I think players are so used to that rule being a factor, I think you speak to a lot of people around football and they think maybe the warning should be a thing of the past, and if you don't set up correctly, it should just be a free kick.
How good's that kick though?
It's Tommy number 37? No. I thought it was Tommy
Sam
Bennett.
Evans.
It's Sam Evans.
Takes some sort of kick from Sammy Evans. Just outside 50. Looking to put his first on the board. Big, thumping, right foot kick from Sam Evans to the top of the square. Tompkinson brought down rain with him. Glenn just kicked it out wide. Skeen's on the hunt. Glenn, I would have thought that this would be deliberate. It's not going to be.
No, throw in.
He kicked it in front of him, so maybe that was a factor. So 36-point lead here at the Twin Ovals. Not the biggest of the day. In fact, so Gardner, row bottom, just off the hands of him. Really scrappy football these last two terms. Thompson just slid in. Got the hand pass out. Green tried to shrug the Barra tackle, ran into a jam. Oakley hat kick off. Webster. Should say Webb. I think Jimmy Webster there. Lovell. Little kick inside forward 50. Griggs nearly taking the mark off the hands of Thorpe. It's going to be bought for a ball up.
Chucking it is in between that bow. You would have had Webb as a star, so we'll give it to you that way. One of these really high quality midfielders inside Kingborough's engine room. Kick out of that pack. Goes to the goal line. Tompkinson's there. He's got a few for company. Blake Waite's one of them. James Webb's been a real star since he made the cross from Signet.
Here he is.
SFL. Colin Skeen. Mark taken. Umpire says not 15. High tackle should be paid though. I think it has been. So free kick will go the way of the Tigers inside 50. And with a footy, try to get a look on a jumper number. 28. Jackson Thorpe, the debutant.
3.
So it could be 3 for the man on debut. So it's been one hell of a first senior game for Jackson Thorpe. He kicked the opening goal of the game. He's had another one in between that one and this shot on goal. So Jackson Thorpe, he kicked 3 in the Development League last week and he can't add his 3rd in his senior debut this week. So 3 goals, 2 goals, 1, for Jackson Thorpe today. Takes Kingborough now to 9 goals. 19. So very wayward Kingborough today, but it won't matter in the end. They'll still win this game of footy as we hit 22 minutes gone in this game now. So can't be too long left in the last quarter. Gardner kicks inside 50. I think he's found that man again, Bo. Jackson Thorpe.
He certainly has. He's looked lively.
He has, yeah. Every time it's gone near him inside 50, he's done something with it or he's been able to get himself involved and aid a teammate in a charge towards goal. So you'd think Coach Trent Bummer will be really pleased with this kid on debut, especially if he can go back now and kick his 3rd of the day. So 3 goals incoming potentially now for Jackson Thorpe. Can he kick his 3rd or his 2nd behind in a minute? He can't do either. Goes to the goal line. No one's able to get a boot on it. Glenorchy were able to put a boot on it in the end and goes through from behind. So 9 goals, 20. 74, 5-6, 36. Glenorchy bow down him.
It's great to see him playing football again, Riney. He's had a string of concussion issues to do with football and cricket, so really good to see him back on the field as Tompkinson's leading out off the hands of Roach. Webb's going to crumb this one. Snap kick off the board. Bottom of the pack there from Webb, and another behind. 21 now, so they've gone over there. Point differential by 5 now. The Tigers.
It's from last week.
So Arnold, sliding mark.
Again, we should mention game 250 today for Josh Arnold. Bo being a terrific servant of not only Glenorchy Footy Club, but also the TSL. Tasmanian Footy is a State League Life member, was given that honour last year after he broke the State League games record that was eventually, again, broken by Brad Cox Goodyear. But terrific to see Josh Arnold play senior game 250 today.
You wouldn't see, you wouldn't hear too many people say bad things about Josh Arnold. He's such a lovely guy. Gives so much time. One of the nicest people in the TSL, I reckon. And
a lot of people will have to get credit for the way Glenorchy have been able to respond in the last 2 years, Bo, from where they were, this year from where they were 2 years ago. But no one bigger probably gets the credit than Josh Arnold. He's been right at the forefront of that.
Absolutely love him at KG5. Diving on it there was Watt. Nicholson spins out of trouble. Whitford was there, landed in his lap. Roberts has got 2 to beat. He has the sprint on him. And Roberts, nice mark taken. It'll only be a consolation goal, but he'll bring it back in 32. Not that it really matters. I should probably say 33. It'll take a really, really difficult kick. With the task at hand for Roberts. Right foot kick. It's coming back from Roberts. What a beautiful kick. That's brilliant.
To go the drop punt there by a lot of players you'd see often come around and do a snap, but for Adam Roberts to have the confidence in his own ability to go back there and kick a drop punt on the tightest of angles, that's a terrific goal from that man.
Maybe if they were just in the hunt a little bit more, they'd be getting around Adam Roberts. Unfortunately, they're not, but take some sort of skill level from that man there.
Skill-wise, probably the goal of the day, Bo. Obviously not in the context of the game's shot, but in terms of difficulty in front of goal, that's right up there with the best we've seen today.
So 121.75, play 6-6-42. They've definitely tried a little bit harder this last quarter. So back into the middle now. McInnes and Gardner will do a ruck battle. Gardner wins the tap down. Finlay on pursuit. Gets the hand pass out only just. Baker bursts through the pack and see a ball up once more. So whole competition by next week. A great opportunity for these players to rest. McInnes taps it down. Arnold in game 250. Just stripped of it from Thompson. He gets a hand pass away. Whitford. Nice little link up from Finlay. They're going to run to 50. Streaming through the pies. Oakley does well on the goal line, but it's only going to result in a point. So 121 now, plays 6-7-43 as Griggs is going to stream out through the back line to this commentary side wing. Spots up College. Not much on for him. Further afield. Just has to roost one down the line. Off the hands of McGann. Clifford swiftly with a hand pass out. Evans tied along the boundary. High up and under kick. Meeting it there was Zeitzen. Did well just to smother the ball. Meredith now. I think we're going to see a holding the ball free kick going to Zeitzen as they look to go inside forward 50 once more.
Lockie Clifford, Tigers premiership captain. Can they get one more on the score sheet and extend that margin out and kick their 10th of the day? He gives to Zeitzen. So he'll fancy himself from here. He's going to have to kick from, look of it, just outside 50. So tough task given that it's been a wet day. That ball will be heavily waterlogged. He's going to come round. He gives himself plenty of space on the angle. Tompkinson's got the set. Carter really ruins a second grab chance for him, but in the end he kicks the goal. So all the Tigers big names combine inside 50. Tyler Carter kicks his 3rd of the day. So good return for that man. Extends that margin out now. So 10 goals, 21, 81. That sounds a little funny to say, Bo. 10, 21, 81, 6, 7, 43. So a really big margin now for the Tigers as we approach the final stage of this game. 38-point lead. You'd think, Bo, that might be the last major of the day. 28 gone. Not too many goals kicked in this quarter. What are we? 10 goals, 2 goals for the Tigers and 2 goals for the Magpies. So 4-goal last quarter for both sides. 2 each. You wouldn't think there'd be too long left in this contest at the Twins. Really important win for Kingborough to stay in touch with that top 3. The Magpies go forward again. Mark not taken there by Ambrose Brereton, sat under it. Whitford's got the footy now. Gives off to his skipper. This would be really good from Josh Arnold in game 250. He misses in the end. So 6-8, 44. Takes it to a 37-point lead for the Tigers.
So Clifford to walk this one out of defence. High kick down the ground, finds College. Again, just sizing up his options. This game will draw curtains. 37 points as it stands at the moment. Wouldn't get much more distant than that as Manson fists it over the line, I think.
Game high lead was 42, I think, Bo, midway through or early in this fourth quarter. So they've been able to cut it in the end, Glenorchy, but it's extended, as we said, at every change.
Josh Whitford has been one of the best for the Pies this afternoon, I would have thought. We'll give you our 3 2-1s after this game commences. Well and truly into red time. 29 and a half gone. Manson just off the hands of him. And welcome to the jungle for the Tigers. Back on the winners list. 10-21-81 to 6-8-44. It's been an emphatic display of dominance from the Tigers. Early from the outset, a really scrappy game of football here. They come away 37-point leaders. As we finish this game off, Ryan, it was all the Tigers from the start.
Yeah, it was really tight first half, but Tigers were ahead for most of it. 11-point lead at the first break. That was extended to 18, and then 37 at both three-quarter time and full time. So really strong performance from the Kingborough Tigers. Tyler Carter with 3 goals. He was the major goal kicker today, 2 each. To Jack Tompkinson, Jackson Thorpe on debut. Singles to Max College, Mitchell Brower and Ryan Bradburn. For Glenorchy, the goal kickers there. Well, Blake Waite kicked 2. Singles to Adam Roberts, Luke Nicholson, Matt Joseph and Mitchell Green. So not too many goal kickers for either side, Bo. It was a pretty condensed list there, but you'd think for Kingborough, after they had that tough defeat against Clarence last week, it'd be nice for them to get back on the winners list today, heading into what I said is a massive couple of weeks of them post the state league bye next week. For there, as we see, I think that might be Matty Joseph with the vest on, so we didn't see him in the last quarter, so maybe one to keep our eye on. I might chase that during the week, Bo, for the Mercury newspaper, see where things sit with the Glenorchy vice captain. But in the end, 37-point win for the Tigers. I might run through a few best players. We'll start with you, Bo Downham. You can take your pick either side, and then I'll bring up the rear and pick up the rest.
Yeah, 3-2-1 for Glenorchy. I thought H. Gunther was massive down there.
Really good, wasn't he?
I reckon he gets the 3 votes for Glenorchy. 2 votes to Brodie Rowbottom. He played a really nice game, I thought, and was crucial around the ball when the game was in need. And also Josh Whitford with 1. I think we're going to see a guard of honour here, which is really a nice touch from the Tigers. I'm hoping that our cameraman gets it. He will, so.
Yeah, really should be warranted too, Bo. You see these a lot that are given out to players that potentially, and I don't mean to sound crass, don't probably deserve them, but a guy that really deserves to be applauded and awarded for his efforts to not only this footy club in Glenorchy, but this competition is Josh Arnold. He's been such a loyal servant to both the TSL and the Glenorchy Footy Club ever since he made his debut in 2009, the first ever game of the new state league. So terrific to see that man chaired off there from a couple of his beloved teammates, and he receives the applause he should really get. He's been such a loyal servant. He's brought this club back from the brink. Obviously not able to get the win today, but there's not many more liked in this competition than Josh Arnold, Bo Downham. So, few best players, I thought, from the winning Tigers. I thought the skipper, Lockie Clifford, was exceptional inside the middle. Along with Marcus Gardner. Tyler Carter, I thought, was really important inside 50 in that first half, but then also that goal he kicked on half-time, Bo, I thought really changed the complexion of this game. And from there, it was probably, you could probably run your eyes over a handful of players. I thought there was a pretty condensed and, pretty extensive list of good players for Kingborough today. I thought Coach Trent Bullen would be pretty pleased right across the park to see a guy like Jackson Thorpe come in and kick his 3 goals on debut. I think he'd be very happy.
250 games of the best from Josh Arnold. That'll be all here from the AFL Tas live stream. Special thanks to Simon DeLittle on the camera, Ash Wilkes in the studio. And Ryan, it's been a great day of TSL football. It's been a pleasure to have you here.
Pleasure as always, Bo. Thanks for having me.
So we'll see you in about a week's time, probably 2 weeks' time, I should say. We will be broadcasting the state game, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. It's the Tigers, 37-point winners.